Look, colleagues, I'm so thrilled to see you all. We have a fantastic group of 18 people in our first Right Club. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Right Club. The first rule of Right Club is right. Thank you, Shay. See, this is why I can't manage without you. Laura's just going, I don't know. My hair looks great, but I don't know. The first rule of Right Club is right. So, colleagues, this is a very, very simple process. You are supported, you are loved, you are cared for. You're going to find great friends through this community. Several marriages will be formed. It's going to be beautiful. So, team, have a fantastic time. Let me tell you what we do, and we'll get into this incredibly quickly. So, what we do, team, oh, by the way, the 4 pinatas of the zombie apocalypse are back. Those of you that have been with me long enough, remember the 4 pinatas of the zombie apocalypse. They are back with us. They were given birth during COVID, and in these post-COVID times, I think we need the pinatas back, so they're back with us. So, colleagues, Right Club involves us saying hi like this, and then immediately slamming into our writing together, alone but together, for 29 minutes. And then I give you a message, 1 minute, like at 29 past the hour, and say, hi, everybody, 1 minute left. And then we all come back together and we ask questions of some or all of us about how you've gone, how the writing went, and therefore we start to meet new people, and all sorts of people can help each other on their project. So, colleagues, are you ready? Oh, I'm getting nods. I'm getting nods. So, and what was the first rule of Right Club again?
Right.
Oh, see, thank you, Kirsty. I love how it's become like 57 syllables too. Right. And what a glamorous environment. You look like you've got a lifestyle program just about to be recorded in that location, can I say, Kirsty? Magnificent. So, colleagues, hopefully, please get your Word document up for me. I'm doing it as well. I'll always do it. I've got a lot to write this morning. You have 29 minutes. Please feel free to mute yourself or turn yourself down. 29 minutes. Let's go for it together, apart, but together. See you on the other side. Last minute, colleagues. Colleagues, we are done. Control save. Oh, this is fantastic. How was that, everybody? How you feeling? You all right? Do I get a good on you, Jane? You're the best. And look, what I normally do at this time, and obviously we've got 30 people on the call. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope it went well. I'm getting lots of happiness, which is tremendous. But colleagues, what I normally do, and obviously we probably won't have time for everybody, but I touch base with a few people and see how they've gone and how the writing has emerged. And obviously people can then offer advice on the way through too. So look, I'll start with Queen Maeve and find out how Maeve's writing had gone. And colleagues, if there's something that Maeve says that's of interest to you, please engage. This is our space as a family, so please talk to us. So Maeve, do you want to start us off? What were you working on this morning, my darling?
Firstly, welcome. How exciting to have 30 people on the call.
Goodness me. Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. So I'm working on an article and yeah, it's not that I wrote lots of words, but I have a very solid plan and I extended my plan from our last supervisory discussion. So type that up, put that in. And so I'm very clear on it. And it's got my stack of articles here ready to insert into said article. So yeah.
That's fantastic. So it went very well for you. Should we check in with Kirsty, the KOC, because obviously she's about to go and do her lifestyle program. But Kirsty, how did you go in that writing, that intensity of that 30 minutes? What did you work on, darling?
So I'm starting to write up some of my findings. One area in particular, I'm a little bit excited, but very apprehensive. So all I'm doing now at the moment is just drafting out ideas, going through some of the quotes from different people I've interviewed and trying to allow it to make sense in my mind where this is going to go. So yeah, so it's just that creative process, I suppose you could call it, where I'm surrounded by articles, but it's more finding a base to start from, which can be a little bit tricky to start.
Beautiful. And I mean, you've articulated that magnificently. This is a hard moment because it feels like a jigsaw puzzle. And I love how you're going ground up. I think that's exactly the right thing to do. And you've told me what I've been doing wrong for the last 57,000 years. Because I tend to, when I've got the data sets, I tend to look for the connections, look for the cards that snap, and I let the connections sort of guide me. But I think you're looking for foundational principles. So how did that go? Did you write through those?
Yeah, I think I'm highlighting some of the quotes that are relevant, but I've done a little bit of background reading so far. So I sort of understand what I'm looking at and what the gap is. But I'm combining a couple of different thoughts on that area. So yeah, it's like, how is that going to roll out? And so I'm trying to match the quotes with what the actual evidence and theory is at the moment. So that can be a little bit tricky, especially when you're filling a gap, right?
Oh, that's brilliant. And are you feeling comfortable though? Or it's oh wow, I know
No.
where you're at. Or is it not matching? Is it
yeah,
not?
It's stretching me, but that's a good thing. I'm used to that.
Fantastic. You intellectual yoga instructor, you, that is fantastic. But Kirsty, welcome. That is fantastic. And let's go to the legendary Megan. How are you, Megan? Are you well? Do you want to say hi? You might need to demute, Super. Say, yeah, you. Hello.
Me? It's my first time here. I'm sorry for my phone going off in the middle of that.
You're popular,
Um,
it's okay.
um, but I'm not really a writer. I'm a want to be writer. So I'm not even going to share all I did was basically journal just for 30 minutes. So
Can I say, Megan, that is exactly what we want you to do. That is the best way to get yourself writing. So you've done a lot of things that are right there. You haven't gone keyboard, you've gone analog to get the flow occurring. So don't worry about, no one is a good writer, Megan. Nobody is a good writer. People are just good editors and they're able to clean up their pretty dreadful writing. I promise you. I promise you. Maeve, do you want to talk to the wonderful Megan about that? Because obviously that was your methodology as well to help
It
Megan.
was. And so for the whole first year and a half of being on calls like this, I have hand injuries, so I don't write analog where I can help it, but I type in, and I built a set of reflexive questions, which I asked myself as a sort of type of methodology, the same questions every week. And then I wrote different answers every week. And then what I learned later was that that kind of reflection is how I work. I didn't know that when I started out. So I now do that automatically, and I use that as a scaffolding, all that personal reflection that, you know, so I use headings, I use it as a scaffolding. Then I'm able to go back and do loads of things from that reflexive scaffolding. So I just want to confirm for you that's a tried and true method.
So Megan, will you stay with us? Will you stay with us and give us this 30 minutes with no judgment every week?
I would love to.
That's what
Yeah, I would love to.
we're
Yes.
with you. So you learn to write by writing. Angel, you learn to write by writing, okay? You've got this.
Okay.
You've got this. You look gorgeous and glamorous, and your outfit goes with the fan. That is a woman who's got a life. That is amazing. Good on you, darling. We're with you. Can I go to the legendary Carl? Carl, I don't know if we can see you or hear you. How are you going, Carl?
Hey Tara, hey everyone. I feel honored to be even called out on this group call.
Oh,
Hey everyone, yeah, I'm actually translating. I am writing, but translating at the same time, and very happy to be here. So thank you, Tara.
oh, so Carl, mate, this is great. And normally, of course, we've got 30, and that's tremendous. We may not have time to go through normally we have about 8 or 9 that come. There's no pressure, and we can go deep and granular with people. So Carl, what are you translating? I'm so excited I could explode.
I'm translating a Chinese novel about a woman growing up in 1930s. So it's very, very interesting work.
Wow. And so is this actually, is this a thesis, mate, whereby the translation is the research in and of itself?
No, I'm actually not. I'm not a HDR student. I teach at a university, but I'm not. But it could be one day.
Well, did you see Shay's face when you said that? Shay, her eyebrows entered a different time zone when you spoke. So I think, again, let's work with it, mate, because this could be something really precious for you that could lead you somewhere else. So let's use this as sort of testing the water for you, shall we?
Thank you, Tara.
Oh, you're an absolute legend. That is fantastic. Can I go to the wonderful Amanda? Amanda, do you want to say hi to everybody? Amanda Peters? G'day, Amanda. Hi, Amanda. Amanda, do you
Just
want to
unmuting myself.
Oh,
Hi, everyone. This is my first time in this group. I'm almost halfway through my PhD here in Melbourne, and I've need some motivation. So finding groups like this and communities of practice, I don't know if it can be very isolating doing this. Anyway, so I'm looking at a government inquiry, and I'm writing at the moment, trying to work out how I'm going to write in all the submissions. I don't know how, so I'm just writing to find and working it out by trying to write it.
So Amanda, you are legendary, and you've got us forever. So don't worry, you're no longer isolated. Don't worry, you've got a brand new family that's going to emerge around you and care for you. And Amanda, what you're doing is incredibly complicated. what's often called unobtrusive research methods, which is what you're doing with non-reactive data sets, is very intricate and complicated. And you're giving us a great blessing by doing the work that you're doing. And it's tough because you want to respect the integrity of the testimony, but also you've got to have your own interpretation of it. So for you, the balance is the evidence and the interpretation and making that dance work. How are you feeling? How's the dance going now?
I've actually had a meeting with my supervisor where she said, no, you've gone backwards, you've gone in the wrong direction. And that has actually been in a very gentle way. It was the best thing that could have happened because it took me off an unproductive track and put me on the right, what I think is the right track.
That's tremendous. Yeah. And Amanda, look, there's sometimes tough love in supervision, but great supervisors not only allow students to finish, but we save you time. And in the old days when people, we say, welcome to the PhD program and we'll see you in 10 years. All that stuff's gone now. So supervisors have to be a bit anxious. And if we think you're going down a cul-de-sac, we have to tell you. And often you get that sort of panic look from the supervisor where we go, oh no, the zombies are coming. And so they've got to actually intervene and cut off the cul-de-sac. So that's great supervision does that. And you've been courageous because you didn't sort of go, you actually took it and on you go. Oh, you're amazing, Amanda. You got this. Fantastic. Brilliant. And can I go to the wonderful Asma? I love Asma. What a name. Do you want to say hi, Asma? Can you? I know you're muted and your camera's not working. Are you okay? Oh, we've got sound. Asma, how are you? Hi? Can I help at all? Let's see if I can. No, it says you're speaking, darling, but you're not. So maybe there's something with your hardware. We'll come back to you. Fantastic. Amanda's in. That's great. Karina's in. How are you, Karina? Talk to us, Karina. Hi, Karina.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
We've got Asma, then we're straight back to Karina. So we've got Asma finally. How are you, darling?
Hi, I'm sorry. It's 2 a.m. here, so I just everyone is asleep. So it's my first time here, and I'm very happy to join the call. Tara, I take lots of inspiration from you and your videos in YouTube. I'm approaching the end of my PhD, so it's very critical time for me.
Oh, darling one, that's great. And hopefully the 30 minutes of intensity, even if it's very, very late at night, we're with you. Just stay with us, darling, and with the momentum, we'll get you home, okay?
Yes, thank you so much. In today's session, I collected what I have to form a grant proposal that I'm trying to formulate before the end of my PhD. So
Now,
thank you so much.
Oh, darling, can I say that's a great use of time. So Asma, darling, when we're using the 30 minutes to write a proposal, crunch something like a document, I always have the document I'm going to work on. I've planned it the night before and I come in and write, and it makes a real difference. So we're terribly proud of you and we'll stay with you very late at night, my darling. You're a star. Wonderful. Karina, how did you go? What did you write on, my darling?
Yeah, all right. I'm summarizing some of the interviews right now. So I'm writing little descriptions of the participants, which is very exciting. Yeah.
And see, it is, are you, because I was doing data sets too, I don't know if you saw, because I was going, wow.
Yeah.
Are you at that point where you're going, wow?
I am kind of, because, you do the interviews and you kind of forget all the information that were being exchanged. And then now looking back at it, I'm like, oh, wow, yeah, we did talk about a lot of things.
That's brilliant. How are you going in terms of helping Amanda too about bringing the pieces together? Are you finding it's like a jigsaw puzzle, or are the pieces working?
Very early on. So I mean, I just entered the second year of my PhD. This is the first 7 interviews I've done now. So yeah, it's pieces are scattered around, I'd say, and they're not together yet.
Brilliant. So every week, let's just try and bring like ships, carefully getting ships docked together. Let's try and do that, and we'll keep in touch with you. And can I say that pink has really helped me today, Karina? That's beautiful. That's
Thank you. It does help me as well.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Look, if I wasn't an old goth, that's the color I would wear all the time. Magnificent, my darling. You're the best.
And can I say hi to Laura on the call, because she's one of my friends?
Who's your mate? Who's on?
Laura.
Where's Laura? Laura, say hi.
Hi everyone.
Oh, you're that Laura, the
Karina.
famous Laura. Oh, the famous Laura. So, Laura, how did you go? What were you writing on, my darling?
It was going well. I want to apply for a PhD, so I'm writing the research proposal at the moment, and I was like kind of in the middle part of the literature review. So I'm going through everything, but I had some new ideas, so it's been going really well. This is nice. Karina and I, we were texting. We were like, let's join Write Club. So here we are.
And the first rule of Write Club is?
Right.
So, darling, again, proposals and things like that work incredibly well in this space. So just keep with us, okay? Because I mean, it's funny because I had to do this. I did, the new Outrider on the research proposal, and the madness that people talk about, the advice and the how to do a research proposal. It's terrible. So it's hard yakka. So we're with you and you're doing really well. And what's the topic? What are you thinking of doing, darling?
Social imaginaries for sustainable transformation. So I'm kind of like, finding my way in how to do it. So this is kind of the topic that I'm very interested in. And now I have to figure out like what kind of research and what is there already. But it's very exciting.
I'm so excited I could explode.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, wow. The idea, social imaginaries, can I just say my brain is just coming out of my ear. I'm so excited. I've lost the will to live. So the social imaginary, what sort of theory, what sort of people are you using to summon that amazing phrase?
There's been like a lot of work kind of separately, kind of distinguishing social theory from like the social imaginary from social theory.
Yes.
And especially like working with imagination. So in terms of sustainable futures, how do individuals, but also how do we as a society could imagine social transformation to more sustainable futures. And I think what I want to look at is actually how social imaginaries are developed and how that can actually help and support sustainable transformation. But I'm not quite sure, like there's a missing link there that might be the action. How can we take action?
I'm just going to quickly go to gallery view, Laura. How excited are all of you about that topic? How great does that topic look? For Laura, can I just go to, my head is exploded. I want that book. I want that thesis. I want your brain. I think we should clone you. That is powerful, Laura. Absolutely amazing. So we're all with you on that journey. So keep going and let's get that proposal right. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Can I go to the legendary Damien, my dear mate? How are you, Damien? You well?
I'm well, thanks, Tara. Glad to be here. Glad to be writing.
Well, and I will quickly revert back to speak of you so I can have a look at this. Oh, yeah. nice bit of witch work behind you. That's great, Damien. So, Damien, and best haircut. You win best haircut of the day. Just putting that out there. So, yeah, mate. Woof, woof. So, Damien, tell us about what you're working on, what you're writing on today.
I've taken a break from analysing my data, my interviews, because I'm recoding everything to a new structure, and but I'm really grappling with queer theory and how it's going to work in my PhD. I'm looking at kind of the industrial and technological changes to television production distribution and how it's affected queer representation in Australian scripted television. And queer is like a problematic term, but also a useful term, and queer theory kind of allows nuance but also can homogenize an entire community that's very diverse. And so I wrote a paragraph on, well, how the hell do I want to use this? And I don't know yet, but it was a useful paragraph to go through.
Well, and can I say some days what we've got with Write Club is one paragraph is a successful day because it's a tough paragraph. And I only got quite emotional there, Damien. I didn't know that you were going to say that, but some of the first few articles I wrote as a very young Jedi. Oh, did you know? Oh, yeah, was in very early queer theory in the early 1990s when the word was just starting to be deployed to explore a different type of community building. So it remains an interesting, problematic, complex word, but I think the complexity of the word, it's now got a history of where we're at, nearly 40 years of that word being reclaimed. And it's a very interesting etymology. And I tell you what, you are the right man to really go with that. So are you feeling, so it was a good paragraph. You're feeling confident?
I feel like I have a good idea of how I want to talk about it and have a bit of a discourse with it, and that, you know, there is a conversation to be had about the way it can be used to kind of say, oh, queer representation is better, but what they actually mean is like gay men being represented is better, or lesbians being represented, or like white queer people being represented is better.
Yes.
But actually there's like a lot of intersectionality and nuance that has to exist underneath that term, which
Yes.
my thesis will end up doing a lot of exploration around.
That's great. And we're now at the space where if we can look at that which is not heteronormative,
Hmm.
and if we can get there, that's an interesting space too. Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant. Oh, Damien, I was meant to see you today. That's fantastic. Congratulations. And the wonderful Gay has just popped into our tremendous vista. Gay, how are you? I think you are. Oh, we've got you. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh my goodness. Right. So, well, Gay is occupying several time zones. That's fantastic. I think there might be a second speaker. So your microphone's being picked up by a speaker.
Yep. Is that better?
Oh, we've got you. You were very Doctor Who for a moment there. That was terribly exciting. How are you going? What did you write on, Gay?
I'm writing up statistics for analysis of inscriptions on a local cemetery.
Oh, I remember. This is a fantastic project. This project is unbelievable. Tell people about this project. Tell people about this project.
Okay, so I'm writing a paper that is testing the applicability of an English recording system for cemeteries in the Australian context. And what I have discovered is that the way that the English people that I'm studying have recorded the inscriptions does not give you any information about how the inscriptions change over time. So I have come up with a new method of recording those inscriptions so that they can be analysed and you can see the trends in how religious beliefs and how attitudes towards the deceased change over time.
Oh, see, I'm obsessed by this. You know, death studies is my thing. I am obsessed by death studies. And of course, remember that great scholar Keller here doing the unobtrusive research methods? He, of course, was the scholar of death. And he came up with unobtrusive research methods to understand cemeteries. So it's brilliant to actually put a cultural historiography around death and the markers of death. Okay, that's brilliant.
Thank you.
And did you find the 30-minute, the little pocket of writing useful?
Okay, I actually came in late because I was on another call, which got me completely discombobulated. So I was struggling. But the good thing is that because I was on the call, I kept going.
That's all. You kicked into something really crucial there, Gay, about, you know, what Write Club is about is if you're having a bad day, they're the days to write. If you're having a bad day and you're feeling like I got nothing to say, come in anyway and have a good go. And even if you're doing what Damien did and writing that really tough paragraph, that's a great use of time.
Well, writing statistics isn't all that easy anyway.
I know. I started to weep uncontrollably when that word came out of your mouth. I went, oh no, we're all with you. But I'm thrilled that you've joined us, my darling, and what a topic. We're with you.
Thank you.
We've got a couple more people we'll touch base with. The legendary Oscar. Oscar, how are you, Oscar? Do you want to say hi?
Yeah, well, thanks. Hi, everybody. It's my first time here. I am perched up in, where are we now? Chiang Mai. It's just started raining, which is wonderful. Cool everything off. I'm, 6 weeks into starting the PhD, and with a bit of stuff going on, I reckon I've put in an honest 2 weeks out of that time, just navigating parenthood and a couple of geographic moves, but otherwise loving it. It's incredibly challenging so far. Just the space moving into looking at the economic value stemming from cultural practices in Northern Australia, with a particular focus on water, very likely.
Oh,
but yeah, material's very challenging, and trying to narrow things down if I can is proving to be a bit of a fool's errand. So yeah, just reading so far, and I'm finding the writing helps me to think and to get more out of the reading as I progress along.
And Oscar, mate, if it helps you, so congratulations. What a topic, what a man, right person, right place, right time. You're a legend. Can I say early on, if you can get into the habit of writing, in the old days when dinosaurs roamed the earth, when I did my sort of stuff, you'd have the writing up here, and that was the path to madness, and people didn't finish. The key with a doctorate is if you can write all the way through. So as you're reading, and it doesn't matter if you've read an article, write that article up, and that'll connect you up.
My partner's just submitted her PhD for the second time last week after the first one had a file name too long and everything fell over in the back end. So yeah, writing's go along. This is just in case anyone's out there. I'm using who else is using it. I've started using the software Obsidian for note taking. If there's someone else who wants to talk about that, that'd be great. Because at the moment I'm figuring it out myself. Just trying to keep everything digital and minimise the hard copy so that I can track things down.
Good on you, mate. Start as you
see you next week.
No, that's great. But start as you mean to continue. That's fantastic. So, Oscar, you're stuck with us now, and we're going to be with you all the way through this thesis. It's just tremendous. Brilliant. And please give my love to your partner too. That is terrific. Thanks. And congratulations. Yeah. That's brilliant. And look, we'll finish off with the legendary Shay. Shay, he's my heart. A big chunk of my heart belongs to Shay. Shay, now what are you writing on at the moment? I'm interested. So, Shay, what's the focus now?
I've been writing up a spiel for a short presentation I'm giving at a conference in about 10 days.
Oh, wow.
And I'm right out of my depth. It's the Science of Consciousness conference, and I'm using my PhD work to talk about calibrating consciousness to complex phenomena in the classroom, which just means helping young people to move beyond the mechanistic paradigm in life to engaging in a relational manner with the world, basically in simple language. And I'm using patterns, which is a language with a very low cognitive load that all students can engage with. And so was just writing up my little presentation for that conference, and all the minds of consciousness are going to be there. So I'm quite terrified and incredibly excited.
Shay, you'll be amazing. You'll be amazing, because the whole point of doing that and speaking in that type of environment, it not only sort of tests you, but it shows great courage, and you'll get a great response in that conference. Whenever we just step out of our comfort zone, the courage is rewarded, and you'll find a brand new audience for your research. So it's worth persisting. It's worth persisting. Mm-hmm. You are the best. Colleagues, I'm conscious of the time. Sorry, we didn't get in touch with everybody, but we managed to go through a fair number of people. That's brilliant. Colleagues, I thank you so much for joining us for the first Write Club. And the rule of Write Club is?
Right.
In silence.
Right.
Right. So my darlings, thank you so much for your time. Have a lovely week, and see you next week, and we'll write again together as a family. You are the best. Blessings to you. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. See ya.
Brilliant.